Ooh, there you go.
Oh, nice. Good
All
morning.
right. Good. Right at the start of the episode, everyone gets blasted in the ears. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Midlife Muscle and Strength Podcast. I'm Mickey Kilmartin.
This is JP Vionsek.
And we're here to try to help you live better, not broken. We're talking 2026 goals today. And I just shared JP a sneak peek spoiler of my list. And his eyes popped out of his head. So I think he either thinks that I'm crazy or I've got too many fitness goals on mine. So we're just gonna go back and forth and kind of share our goals. And to premise this, and I'm gonna let you jump in here in a sec. We talk about goals on this show a lot, and I think it's for good reason. I think we've had different ways. We've talked about how to set up goals. We've talked about our own goals. We've talked about why goals are important, and I think it is something that comes up a lot because I think they are necessary. I think you got to have some kinds of goals in life, or at least maybe the better word is purpose, I suppose, in some ways. But I find when I have goals like this and I actually speak them into exist, speak about them and identify them, I'm much more apt to create a plan and be on it. If I just say I'd like to do this and think about it in my head and I'm not very specific about it, there's not a good chance it's going to happen for me. If I say I want to do this, I want to read a book a month, I'm much better about I'm going to read a book a month. I don't just say I feel like reading more this year. I won't do it. So that's kind of I think, we talk about goals a lot, but there's a reason behind it. So I don't know about your thoughts on goals, sir.
Yeah, I think it's nice to share your goals with, a supportive group. I think that mentality, hey, if you tell me you're going to read more books, I'm going to ask you how your books, it kind of holds you accountable for it. And people who are going to support you, I don't think just blasting your goals to everyone or blabbing to everyone, because I don't think everyone's there to bring you up, but I think sharing them with a small group or a support system that kind of shares your same interest, I think is a great way to kind of keep you accountable for your goals, and it maybe even helps you identify them, narrow them down a little bit better for that. So yeah, I think it's a helpful thing, and then just putting it out there kind of makes you, hey, I got to go. Instead of being on my phone at night, I'm going to go read my book.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's I like accountability. That's a great way to put it too. Letting people know and be accountable to yourself too. I said I'm going to do this, so now I got to do it.
Right.
So we're just going to go off. We'll rattle them off, go back and forth, maybe talk a little bit about, why that's a goal and, maybe our approach we might take. And, we'll just go from there. So I'll start off the top of my list. And this is something I've done before. But my first one on my list was do Murph in May. And this goes to a lot of my goals that I have I've read that book before and I've mentioned it on the show, The Comfort Crisis book. And he talks about doing hard things intentionally and, picking stuff that's hard because there's just a lot of benefits to doing hard stuff rather than just coasting in homeostasis and always living in your comfort zone, the cliche. So I've done Murph before, so it's not this is going to be some outlandish, crazy thing to do, but it just will force me to prepare for it a little bit. And it's a hard thing. When you do Murph, and anyone out there who's done Murph, when you're in that workout, it just is cruddy. It stinks. And when you get on the other side of it, you're I can do hard stuff that was terrible, but I can sit through the suck and get through it. And I didn't do it last year. So it's all right, I should go revisit that. I'm not going to hike Everest, but I'm going to do Murph. I'll prep for it for probably 2 or 3 months before, just a little bit to be semi ready. I'm not going to do it just raw without any preparation, but it's just there's no real rhyme or reason other than I want to do something hard this year, and that's going to be it. And it'll be right around my birthday where I'm turning 40. So it's a good little, I'm 40 now. I can still do this stuff.
That's awesome. Yeah. I think, I love the prep. I think it, as long as you're prepped for it, I think Murph is
don't just bounce off the couch to Murph.
Yeah. That's always tough. My brother-in-law actually did that. He's in the Navy. Yikes. And he just I think he did some push-ups and pull-ups couple days before, and he was sore going into it, and then just did Murph.
Oh gosh, that's that's like rhabdo coming in hot.
Oh yeah, so pretty brutal. My goal, my hard thing, or things that I want to do is I want to take my family on like a long hike, maybe like a 3-hour hike. I have a 1.5-year-old, so I'll probably be carrying him the whole way.
Yep.
And then my daughter's 4, and she's pretty good, but like there's definitely a limit to her. So it'll be like me carrying both of them for a while. But I'm excited for that, and I think it's like nice to do hard things as a family, like kind of do it together.
That's cool.
So just like a long wood hike, and this time of year is like the best to do it because it's cooler. Once the summer hits, it's like way too hot. So we've done
it's
a
like
2
dangerously
mile.
hot.
Yeah, we've done a 2-mile hike with my daughter, and she did great. So we're trying to like bump the distance up, bump the the intensity up a little bit. So that's like one of my personal things to do with my family, like longer things.
Have you seen the movie Heavyweights ever with Ben Stiller?
Yes. Yeah.
So that's gonna be like you when he takes the kids on the hike.
Yeah. He's carrying all.
They're all dying.
Yeah.
That's cool though. I mean, it's almost trying to find that sweet spot. Like with what can your daughter handle and the family all do together and sort of enjoy that little.
Yeah, it's not something I just want to like. Okay, we're doing this 4-mile hike no matter what. Like, I think back in the day, I'm very stubborn. I'm like, if we say we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it, and it's like might not happen in the first attempt, but like maybe try it a couple of times, and hopefully by the end of the year we can go on a long hike together. We do hike in the woods, like we do our training, like, but it's like 30 minutes, 40 minutes, like it's not that long.
Yeah.
So going on a long hike with the family is and a hike for us is like literally a trail walk, but it's not necessarily a mountain yet, but I think in the next couple of years I'd like to do like a 3,000-4,000 footer with them. So just training for that over the next couple of years.
Just getting the family ready. Everybody's got to be prepared.
That's it.
That's a good one. I like the family goal. They might not know they're signed up for that, but JP is about to drop it on them.
Yeah, that's it.
Krista, I just want to let you know.
We're climbing Mount Washington.
So my next one is I'm going to read 1 book a month this year. So I've done this before, so it's not a new goal for me, but I didn't do it last year, or maybe even for the last couple of years. I've been not great about reading books, and I really enjoy reading, but with the busyness of like DBC stuff, plus having the 3 kids and sleep deprivation and all that other stuff, just finding a window of time with everything else going on to read was just slipping between the cracks for me. It was one of those things that was back burner. So this year I'm trying to put it on the front burner and make it an effort to read, because I really do enjoy it, and I think it's something that everybody should try to do, is just read a little bit every day. And so I kind of made the target goal of like 1 book a month, which is, it seems, if you don't read a lot, that seems like a lot, but if you read 8 to 10 pages a day, you can knock out a book pretty easily. So I've just been reading 10 pages a day so far this year, the first few weeks of the year, and it's been going fine. I'm right on pace to finish that first book, but just a little intellectual, goal for the year to challenge myself in that arena.
Yeah, I love that. I think it's funny, like you always start with 10 pages and then it's like, oh, you kind of get into the book, and then you read the next 10 pages, and the next 10 pages, it goes quick, Are the books going to be like educational or entertainment?
It's a mix. Like I have some that are like historical. I have some that are about like society stuff. I have like one that's fitness. I might have to actually buy a couple to fill in the 12-month like number, because I think I have like 9 or 10. But it's a mix. I'm a big, like, I love historical ones. I'm not a really big fiction reader. I like historical and like informational stuff about topics I'm interested in. And the length doesn't really matter. Like I'm not going to try to read like a 2,000 page book in a month, but it'll vary. Like the book right now I'm reading is 240 pages, so I'll finish it before the end of the month. And then there's some others that are a little bit longer. So
that's cool. Mine is like to do each quarter is like a course, like education course. Mm-hmm. And this might not be just fitness. There are some fitness ones that I'm looking at, like just more education. But I couldn't, it's funny, like I couldn't stand school, but now I'm like, I have an itch to kind of like learn
Go
more,
back to class, like, and like learn. Yeah.
Yeah. Like whether it's computer coding or, just like, and I don't necessarily want to be doing the end product of it or like whatever the end of the course is, but just like furthering education, I think is
Mm-hmm.
like cool. And I think it's like because I'm teaching my kids more like at home, like we do some homeschooling and different, just basic letters, numbers, things like that. It's like, hey, I don't want to be left behind. Like eventually I'm going to be like, okay, I can't teach you anymore.
Yeah.
So one of my goals is like, each quarter to kind of take a course. I just like the structure of like kind of following something like that. So yeah, just
Are
take a
they
course.
courses through like a university? Or are you just kind of finding stuff? I mean, now because
Kind of,
it doesn't have to
yeah,
even be through a school. There's so many courses now you can
so
just
many
go and
courses.
find
Yeah,
online.
yeah, online free courses. I think Harvard has a bunch of free courses.
They do, yeah. I actually
Yeah,
take some of
so
those for like PDPs for
yeah,
my work.
so just trying to keep educating, keep learning. And I think it's fun because you pick topics you're interested in. It doesn't have to be like, I think school was so tough for me just because it was like, do I really want to learn this, math or science or whatever it is? But yeah, kind of the learning itch is out there. So
Yeah,
I just want to kind of
I think that like the
find some,
pursuit of knowledge thing is good. Like throughout, like be curious.
yeah,
Like even as you get older, I think it's kind of sad because I think a lot of people, especially in America, you get a career and in your 20s you start a career and then that's what you do for 30 or 40 years and you retire and you just live in that silo of like, oh, I'm an accountant. I don't need, but it's like have other interests, explore other things. Don't just, at the end of your life, you're like, all I ever did was crunch numbers. You didn't try to learn about other stuff or, be more dynamic in what you know about the world. So I think being curious is really important, even as you get older and have a career and all that stuff.
yeah. I heard this cool stat. It was like, if it's like 10 hours, if you spend 10 hours learning something new, like it's like the beginning learning curve, or like you get past the learning curve within 10 hours, like you're almost like closer to an expert than you are like to nothing.
To a
Like if you
novice,
try
yeah.
anything, a novice, so it's like, and like to your point, like a lot of people just get stuck in one thing. So it's like, it's nice to kind of, maybe it's my ADHD, like learn a bunch of different things,
Hmm.
but have all those experiences. So I think that's what life's about too. So
Yeah.
rather than just, geeking out on one thing, it's like, hey, spend 3-4 months on one topic and try to dive into it and then learn as much as you can and then move on.
Yeah. I think I actually just looked at some of my other goals I'm going to talk about here in a little bit. And I think they're actually tied as much into like the thing that I want to accomplish. It's also tied into like, it's going to be learning. I'll be learning about something new. And I think that's probably as much the allure for me is like, oh, I got to learn how to do this in order to accomplish the goal. And
Right.
that makes sense actually now that I'm thinking about it on the bigger scope.
Yeah.
All right, my next goal, 530 mile, baby. 530. Steve Prefontaine, all right, of New Hampshire. This one I told you before we jumped on the show here and started recording is I've run a 530 mile before. I used to have to run 2 miles in 12 minutes in college for soccer. That's like our fitness test. So, I was hitting that. I was hitting like in the 1150s, 1140s. So I was already running pretty fast miles, and I know that I went and ran 1 mile before under 530. So this would be kind of revisiting something I did before, but that was many years ago / pounds ago because in college, I was like 155, 160 soaking wet. Now I'm closer to like 190 to 195. So it's just a little something to, again, challenge myself. And I wanted to start doing more running because I think I was not anti-running before, but I thought there was a danger of running too much. It would detract from a lot of other things and sort of the wear and tear stuff on the body. And I still think that's possible if you overdo it. So I want to give myself a specific target. If I'm running more, like what am I trying to accomplish with that running rather than just like start to become like a 5K / half marathon guy, which I really don't want to do. Where there's nothing wrong with that, but it's just like, I don't want to just run half marathons just to, pile on the miles. So 530 is the target, which is, I think in this year, this, calendar year, very realistic and possible, but will push me to have a good plan and run intentionally while not taking away from the other stuff I like doing, like being able to do my sprints and plyometrics and lifts and play soccer. And it'll probably actually feed into and help with my soccer, outside of training. So
Yeah.
that's the running goal, 530 mile.
Do you have a baseline like where you are right now?
Um,
Like, will you go to the track and just try to like send one?
Yeah, right now I'm sort of just in like, baseline building mode because the weather right now, like I told you, just snowed here. So I'm not going to run a treadmill mile. I want to go and just do one on an actual track. And then that way I have a legit number to go by, and then I can go back and retest it at the same track. So all the variables are taken out of it. I don't want to be like, oh, I ran this on the treadmill, then go run it on the track and have it feel different.
Do you think, like, obviously, yeah, how legit is a treadmill mile? Like, if you have a
It depends on the treadmill you're using. Like the flat ones that are powered is going to give you one time. If you do the curved treadmills, like the one I have in the garage, that's going to give you a different time because there's some like 5 to 10, even like 15% resistance depending on the brand you have. So I'm using my treadmill in the garage right now just to build up some volume and miles while the weather's really cruddy. And I'm hoping because it's harder than actually running on just flat ground, it'll make it easier when I transition to running, outside and the weather gets better. I'm going to try to not do a ton of like pavement miles and stick to like treadmill and go to the actual track to do my mileage just to, not beat my legs up too bad because it's just not great running on the pavement. So we'll see. I'll do probably a baseline mile in the next month or so once the weather clears up and there's not snow everywhere.
Nice. Yeah. When I was 165, I ran a sub 5-minute mile.
He was a sub 5 clubber. I don't think I was ever there. I think I was close to 5 minutes, but never sub 5.
I mean, it took me like 12 attempts. Like I was like 501, 502.
Oh,
I remember being like 5.01. Like it was like so close. Like I was like seconds off. That was indoor track too. I broke.
Oh, so you're running like a bazillion laps around the thing.
11 laps.
Whew. Yeah. I think at the time
I'm far from that right now.
Oh yeah. So yeah. And I thought about, what if I aim like for a 5-minute mile? And I was like, that's going to take some cooking. And I was like, I think 5:30 is more like I can get that, and it's going to hurt pretty bad, but it'll be attainable this year.
See, like a goal like that, like I'd have to hurt too much, which I think it's nice to hurt a little bit, but like I feel like you're in the hurt like for, first lap's okay, second lap's hurting a little bit.
It's the third lap really is the worst one.
Really hurts.
Yeah.
And then fourth lap you're like just hanging on. So just like too much in the suck time that I'm like,
yeah.
I don't think I want to suck that long.
Yeah. So like I said before we got on, is I want it to just be like 5:30 for me. I feel like if I train correct is something I can hit, and it will hurt, but it'll be like I can do this sort of smooth-ish and like not die. Like I just want to like make myself train for it and do all the stuff and get there. So, stay tuned, folks.
I think it will be nice once you're on the track and you know your splits and you're like, all I have to do is run this split, and then you can get comfortable with that. I think it might be less time in the suck than you think.
Yeah.
But I need your help on my running goal.
Uh-oh.
What would a good, if you were training a client and you're like, hey, this is a good goal, and obviously my number will change, but like, what's a good sprint goal? Like, how would you measure like a good
that's
sprint?
A great.
So like, so like 100 meters, like obviously
you don't need to do 100 meters.
No, you do not. But I'm just saying a time for that would be like, I don't know, what's a good 100 meters?
A good 100, so we're thinking, if you start at the top and go backwards, like Olympic sprinters are 9 to 10 seconds. College sprinters are like 10 to 11 seconds. Good high school sprinters.
It's 13.
So I think like 13 to 15 second window on a legit 100 meter, that would be a good time. Like if you hit 13 seconds, that's good. You're like, that's pretty darn good. That's like
I'll probably be investing in like the laser time for a sprint thing, just to make it more accurate and like easier.
So I don't know how many of them do 100 meters because that
I don't want to do 100, but like what's a good distance and then time that you would be like, hey, that'd be a good goal for like.
So I think
a base.
I always tell people a flying 10 or a flying 20.
Okay.
So like a flying 10 yards or flying 10 meters. You got to find somewhere where you can like, if you go to a track, they're going to have 10 meters marked off. I would just do that if I was you, or if you have to use like a football field, you can find the 10-yard markers. I think like somewhere around 1.1 seconds or below is is a good for 10 yards is a good time. For 10 meters, 1.1 to 1.2, because 10 meters is a little bit further.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would say. For like,
And
going on
flying,
for
you're sprinting into it.
so flying, meaning like you can give yourself like a 5 yard or 10 yard lead up. So when you hit the line, you're already moving.
Cool.
So yeah, I'd say aim for like 1.15 to 1.2,
Cool.
and then like if you get in there, like you're cooking pretty good.
Nice. Yeah. So I'm gonna get a baseline of my sprint goal.
Yeah.
Because then it just makes me more consistent of sprinting. I think sometimes I push it off or it just falls to the wayside of like, but I think I can incorporate with like doing my kids and, do it outside. It'd be like fun for them, fun for us. So
the laser thing's fun too. Your kids will like that. Like having data like that, it is fun to have, even though I'm not like data driven, but like it's fun to see the number.
Yeah. So.
That's a good one. That'll be fun. And to be honest, the 10-yard fly thing is like super low risk. Like the odds of you getting to like injury, knock on wood, like once you start going 20, 30, 40 yards, you start to really stretch the limits of, stuff starts to go bad.
Yeah. Do you think stretching it, like obviously if you have a 10-yard goal, would you train 20 and then work back to 10?
No, I think you can live in the flying 10, and then if you wanted to do a few towards the end of like when you're going to peak, try a couple 20s, but the thing that's good about the 10s is that you can do lots of reps and it's very low risk, but you can build like some volume in and just like work on sprinting, because it's like it is a skill too, rather than because if you 20 or 30 yards, you need a ton of recovery, so you don't get that many reps in. Right. And again, the risk is just way higher doing farther distance. So 10 yards, 10 yards is, baby. That'll be fun. I can't wait to see that. You better send me some videos. I want to see some JP Haas flying down the track.
A lot of thigh.
Careening down the track. People write that one down. JP 1.15 is flying 10 meter. Don't let him leave that one off the table this summer and forget about it.
I'll have to get the track spikes back up.
Here's my next one. This one, I'm trying to go between fitness and non-fitness ones back and forth. Expand my garden to include peppers, and I'm going to throw my other thing in and plant a blueberry bush. Nice. So those two we've had a garden now for the last 3 or 4 years, and it's been going really well. Like it's really fun to do. The kids like it.
What do you plant in your garden?
We typically do cucumbers and tomatoes. And then each year we've kind of tried different things to see how they go. So like one year we did some beans, which went fine, except there's not a huge yield on the types of beans we planted. We might have picked the wrong beans. So it was sort of not worth the bang for the buck. So we kind of like shelved that. So we've just been kind of consistently doing tomatoes and cucumbers, and it's been super successful. Like we get a ton of cukes, a ton of tomatoes, and we eat a ton of them. So it's great. And it's nice to not go to the store to buy them. We know where they came from. Like it's all that. And I just think there's something to being able to grow your own food. And I'm not like a doomsday prepper, but it's just weird to me that it's like, if the store is closed, people are like, I'm going to starve. Like, that's just a weird concept to me. So I think growing your own food and just knowing how, you don't have to grow everything, but just knowing how to grow your own food is like a skill set that people should have. So that's kind of why we enjoy it and we do it. But we've tried to grow peppers in the past and they just weren't good, but our kids love peppers. So I try to grow things that I know my kids are going to eat a lot of, and they eat the tomatoes and cucumbers a ton. So if we can get some peppers going and like have that, I think it'll be really fun and good for the girls to, have that other vegetable that they really like. And the blueberry bush, I love blueberries, but they're so expensive. So there's sort of economic reason here is like, they're so expensive. Like I just bought some the other day. It was $9 for a little box of blueberries, but I love blueberries and they're really good for you. So, and my kids like them too. So I'm trying to take the edge off there, because if you have 1 or 2 blueberry bushes, the right kind, they'll yield in 1 year more blueberries than you could probably eat, because you can freeze them. So I would just harvest them all, freeze them, and have blueberries for the year. I'm not saying it's going to I'm going to be a millionaire now because I've got blueberries and I don't have to buy them at the store, but it would just be nice to go in my backyard and grab a bowl full of blueberries instead of having to go to the store and pay $10 a box for the blueberries that I'm going to eat anyway.
Yeah, I love that.
So, and again, it goes back to the sort of like challenge your brain thing and be curious. Like, I've never grown a blueberry bush, so I got to figure out how to do that from scratch and make it, keep it alive,
Yeah.
and then harvest it and all that stuff. So
I'm kind of flip flop for you, but we we planted 2 blueberry bushes last year.
oh yeah,
So we have those, and we're growing a garden this year. So that's
nice
like one of the yard
projects.
the kids projects. And potatoes, we're gonna try to grow potatoes, peppers, probably cucumbers. See, it's like tomatoes. I just don't eat tomatoes. Like tomatoes.
Oh,
don't,
we eat a ton of them. The girls are
yeah,
obsessed with them.
I don't know. Just
Potatoes would be nice to have. We might dabble in that. I'm trying to do like one a year, because if we do too many, you just get pulled in too many directions.
yeah, like
and you can't.
sweet potatoes is like the North Carolina national vegetable.
Oh, so you have probably the soil and the climate is for it.
Really hard clay though, so like you have to dig it all up and put
Like sandy
healthier
dirt
soil
then.
in.
Yeah.
So a little bit of a learning process, but I'm excited to do that. And I think it's so cool to be like, hey, I grew this and I'm eating it.
Yeah.
So that's one thing we'll be trying to hammer out and learn more about.
Did you get like seedling blueberries, or did you plant like a bush that was already
like a bush, like it was like already established? So we didn't go.
You just go to like a local place and grab one and
yeah, we saw them and we're like, I'm like, we spend more money on berries than this bush is, so might as well get it. And we just planted them. So we planted them like kind of late in the season, so we didn't see any. But hopefully, they've been in the ground and healthy, and so hopefully they'll last through the winter and be good going forward. So
that's awesome. I'm jealous. I have to actually order mine. I'm gonna do that probably in the next couple of weeks, so I can have them come in the spring and start putting them in the ground. All right, sir. Was that your goal? Are you gonna pop another one out here for us?
Just the garden, grow the garden. That's the goal.
Yeah. If you need any ideas, let me know.
Piggybacking off of yours.
Yeah. Gardens are fun, man. It's so weird. Like as you get older, like I can't wait to grow the old garden.
Yeah. As a kid, I was like, I always had the weed. My parents' garden. They're like, go out and weed. And I was like, this is awful. You didn't see the value. You didn't see the value in it.
No. So this is a continuation goal. All right. I didn't forget about this, people. Because I get people asking me about this stuff here and there. Still trying to dunk a basketball. I made progress last year. Really good progress, actually. I was touching the rim. Had a couple like little tweaks and injuries, things throughout the year from soccer, and just things that come up, so it sort of slows you down a little bit. But there was progress made. It's just that last bit. I have small hands, first of all, and in order to dunk the basketball, you got to get the clearance.
We didn't say it was a regulation basketball. We just said a basketball.
It's like a Nerf. Yeah, I just get a tennis ball that's colored like a basketball.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm at, but. I should video this year now that I've got a YMCA membership again for this winter stretch, like me jumping and touching the rim, because I'm there now, which I had to like kind of get back to there after CrossFit years. Because in college I could touch the rim pretty easily. I was young and bouncy and floaty, but putting on all the muscle mass and slowing down a little bit, it took a little to get back there. So. But it's still a goal. I'd love for it to happen. I'm turning 40 this year, but all the literature I've read and stuff, it's like everyone freaks out about 40, but like the slowdown's happening, but it's not like all of a sudden you fall off a cliff. Like there's a lot of progress that can be made. People running 10.2, 100 meter runs, and they're like at 43 years old, all kinds of crazy stuff. So, there's still hope. I'm still trying. I'm out here working. So I kept it on my list from last year because I was like, I don't want to not keep trying. And I think there's something to be said for this. Having a goal and not accomplishing it is still okay if you're trying to get there, because it's kind of, the journey sort of thing. It's totally fine to have a goal, whatever that may be, and fall a little bit short, because you learn a little in the process, and you can still keep working on it and keep going at it. So, it's staying on the list. I'm not getting rid of it.
I love it. Yeah, that's a good one. Just like keep hacking at. I think I worked at a basketball facility, like it was like gym basketball facility, and I would try to like just touch the rim like every day or like a couple times a day, and like I ended up getting like a couple fingers over. I'd never dunked a basketball, but I have a little more reach than you, a little longer reach. So I'm probably not jumping as high, but like, yeah, it was just fun to do. Just kind of jump up, see how far you can reach, touch the backboard, touch the rim. So yeah, it's always, I think it's nice to have a target. Like now that you're at the Y, you can always like just run over and see where you are that day.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think that'd be great.
And I think that goes back to the like, it's as much the search for knowledge. 'Cause I had to do all the research and like, I'm trying to program it right and try different stuff out. That's going to get me there. So it's like learning as much as like the physical side of it. It's like the mental side as well.
Yeah, no, that's good. My goal, kind of like similar sports related one, is hit a golf ball 350 yards.
Whoa, monster.
Monster. So I have the engine for it probably, but I don't have the technique right now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like kind of I have to kind of like, if I was a car, I have a huge engine, but like my brakes don't really work. My suspension's not strong enough. So like kind of figuring out, okay, how can I take all this power I have and deliver it into a swing? Because I probably like technically I probably have the mile an hour swing for it, but I can swing the club fast enough, but it's just like not on line, not straight. So kind of just working towards that. It's something fun. It doesn't help my golf game. Like I don't think I have enough swing speed to play good golf, but it's more like I think I swing the club like 110 pretty comfortably. Like that's like easy for me. But then like to hit 350, you probably have to be like 120, 125. Like
Ooh, so you got to come through real hot.
And in the middle of the club, so it's not just like a wild swing. So
Mm-hmm.
just something fun. I kind of after playing or after I've been in the simulators for the wintertime, just a little too cold outside right now. So it's just cool to see a number and just try to hit as far as I can. I think I'm at like 310 right now. So
Yeah.
We'll get there. I think it's just kind of take a step back, slow it down a little bit, get good technique, and then kind of build that back up. So
Yeah, I mean, you'll probably, again, it's like you're going to probably learn a lot in the process, like technique wise, and just how to, create a swing that produces power and accuracy. Because you can probably just smack it right now, and what it might fly, you might slice it right or pull it left or whatever. So getting it to go 350 is you want to be straight and true, but also a lot of power and speed through. So I think you're right though. Like it's all the pieces are probably there physically. For you, it's more technique. While somebody else might be like, they're going to have to get much stronger hips, much stronger core, and all those other things before they're ever going to hit 350 because they could have great technique, but they're only hitting it, 250, 275. So it'd be like a lot more power needed for them.
yeah,
But you've sort of built that up already, which is nice.
It's been built my whole life. So
Yeah, it's just in there.
this just there.
So that was kind of all my the goals that I have for this year as far as fitness, knowledge things. What's your advice for people? Because this is like resolution goals time of year, right? Everybody's got them. It's January. I'm gonna do this. Like I'm seeing a lot of stuff about dry January and all those things. What is your, if you had a piece of advice? And I'm kind of putting you on the spot because we didn't really plan this part, but I was thinking about, I was like, what would you say to somebody making goals? Either why you should do it, a good approach to it, because we've done a whole episode about like making SMART goals, but like in this time of year, what do you think, like as far as someone making goals? Because the first thing I think of is like write them down, and they've got to be like measurable in some way, shape, or form. I think those are like the two big things I always tell people. You can't be vague, and that's what I did for myself. Is like plant peppers. Okay, I got to put a pepper in the ground. I can't just say plant more vegetables. Okay, what does that mean? Or like run a 5:30 mile, not just like run more. So like that would be my advice to somebody. Write it down and be specific and intentional on what your goals are.
Yeah, building off of that, I think once you have like, okay, I want to grow peppers, it's like write the steps that it takes to grow peppers. Like,
yes.
Then like, okay, let me, what kind of soil do I need? Like, what's the lighting? Like, kind of just figure out what's the steps are, and then from there, just you don't have to do all in one day. Like it's just like small steps, but you plan it out. Just like if you were like, hey, I want to, whatever goal we had, the sprinting goal. It's like, okay, like I think just the small bites along the way are going to keep you moving. So it's like, okay, well, what day am I going to sprint, and what's my goal going to be, and how many reps am I going to do? And then just be like, okay, I'm going to do that this week. Next week, I'm going to do the same thing. And you kind of work backwards. Some people like working backwards from their goal and making a game plan, or you can work the other way. It's like, okay, how am I going to build up to this thing? But just like, I think small measurable things that you can do every day, like the reading the book, like start with 5 pages 2 times a day. Like, I don't have enough time. It's like, you have enough time for 5 pages, and then do that twice. And then it's like, oh, I actually really enjoy that. Okay, I'm going to make it to 10, or, maybe I'm just sitting here for 30 minutes. I'm going to read a book. Like, it just kind of grows as you go. So I think just like having those small pieces and having a plan, having those steps in front of you, it's like, okay, these are what it's going to take to get here, So
yeah, and I think the one other thing I'll say, and this will be my last piece before I wrap it up here, is, and you might not agree with this, but I think that your goal should be attainable but difficult. I think if you make a goal too easy, I'm not going to say it's not worthwhile, but I think that you want to try to stretch yourself. And I think you want like the goal to be growth, not just like a home. If you're already doing something, and then you make that your goal, like, oh, I already do. Like, I think the goal should be a stretch for you that you might even fall short of, but like you're trying to get there, rather than making it super easy and then you accomplish it in February. It's like, okay, well, now what? Like, I think you should make it a goal that really is like going to be a stretch and will be an accomplishment for you and feel good, right? So you get that satisfaction at the end. Because I know that all my goals I listed are doable for me, but like it's going to take some work, and it'll feel good at the end of the year if I hit all those things.
Yeah, I think that's great. I think there should be some struggle in a goal, and getting there. I think is important.
So if you have fitness goals, I think you should probably reach out to us. It'd be a good idea. Where can they find you, JP?
JP Wiz on Instagram.
You can find me at the Dabog Chronicles on Instagram as well. Thanks for listening, folks, and good luck with those goals, and we'll see you soon.